We're joined by Lappin, the Jerusalem Post correspondent for police and domestic security. Thank you very much for being with us, Yaakov. So Yaakov, you've been down south, you've been seeing what's going on over there. Can you tell us how the home front is dealing with the situation, how the emergency services and how the general population is dealing with it?
Well, I think we're seeing two kinds of responses. First of all, the general population is exhibiting a lot of resilience. They are getting used to the situation of being under rocket attack, and they're figuring out how to move ahead with their daily routine despite the fact that they're at risk of rockets falling out of them, falling out of the sky. On the other hand, I think that there's a lot of quiet trauma going on, especially among children. I think children are very traumatized by the sirens, the panic that they're seeing around them for a few seconds when the siren catches people off guard. And I think that this could be causing psychological damage in the long run, something that would have to be explored by the social services. Emergency services are functioning very well. Police dispatch bomb squads very quickly to wherever rockets fall. Fire services, ambulances, they're all there within just a few minutes. And then the home front command arrives. So wherever a rocket lands, you see the emergency services arrive and deal with the scene very, very quickly.
Has the Iron Dome changed anything since the last round of fighting?
The Iron Dome has given people an added sense of security. They feel better with it. They know that most rockets heading into major cities are intercepted, and this makes them feel better. But they know that it's not 100% protection either. So as a result, they still flee for cover as they should, as the home front command instructs them to. And there's always that doubt in the back of the mind, maybe this is the time when the Iron Dome won't work. So even though people feel safer, when the siren rings at that particular second, still most people aren't taking any chances.
Why do you think that this latest round of clashes is happening now? Is there any connection with Iran?
Well, the organizations that are at the forefront of these attacks are Islamic Jihad and Popular Resistance Committees, and these are the two organizations that are closest to Iran right now. And I don't think that's a coincidence. Iran has a clear interest in escalating the situation in the south and creating a confrontation. Interestingly, Hamas has been sitting on the sidelines, even though it's got a very large arsenal of rockets. Hamas is now in the process of becoming an ally of Egypt and distancing itself from Iran. So I think that as a result of that, we're seeing Hamas taking a back seat in this confrontation. The senior Popular Resistance Committee's figure who was assassinated last week was in the final preparations of setting up a major terrorist attack in which a cell would leave Gaza, enter the Sinai Peninsula, and from there enter southern Israel to carry out the attack. And the Palestinian terrorist organizations who are firing the rockets are trying to challenge Israel's right to preemptively thwart such attacks. So these are the battle lines that are surrounding the rocket fire. Israel is saying that it has the right to thwart these attacks ahead of time, and the terrorist organizations are trying to intimidate Israel and get it to stop taking that kind of action.
So what interests are gained for all the players involved in this?
Well, some people are looking at this as a dry run for what may lay ahead, because if Israel eventually does strike Iran's nuclear program, many people are convinced that we would have two fronts of rockets coming at the home front, one from Gaza and one from southern Lebanon. And at least from the Gaza side of things, we've seen that the Iron Dome system is very effective in preventing most of the rockets heading into city centers. And this would give the Israeli defense community increased confidence in knowing that in a future flare-up, which could be caused by a strike on Iran or other things, the southern front at least is largely protected. This is giving more confidence to the Israeli decision makers and the defense community.
Thank you very much for being with us, Yaakov.
My pleasure.